Welcome to Quack and Co, where every video is 10 minutes or less guaranteed. Today I'm going to be talking about Iberian Gauge, giving you a full review because I played this game a lot and I got a lot to say about it. So I'm going to be telling you what is the game, what's good about it, what's bad about it, and my verdict. So stay tuned for all that information. Iberian Gauge. If you are one of those players that really enjoys train-style games, like your Ticket to Rides and things like that, but you want to take it to the next level, but maybe you're not ready for an 18xx game. If you don't know what 18xx is, well, just look it up. There's a lot of rules, and it's really fun, but you need someone to play it with you who kind of understands how it works. But we're talking about Iberian Gauge today. So if you want to be a ruthless railroad robber baron who's got the empire, runs everything, sometimes into the ground, this is a beautiful game. The way that it works is that you are in charge of your own company. And with that company, you're going to be investing in different railroads that are all throughout this area of Iberia. This is your opportunity to put your money where your proverbial mouth is. You're going to be investing in the companies for an opportunity to tell the railroad where to build tracks so that you can connect from one major city to the other. The larger your track is, the more money that your potential railroad that you've invested in gets to make, and therefore the more profits and dividends that get paid out to you at the end of the appropriate turns. That also increases your share value. And at the end of the game, the player with the most money and the highest share value, the overall money baron, so to speak, wins the game. There are multiple different ways to win. The end strategy, however, is that you have to have the most money. That's my favorite part. It's very simple. Whoever has the most money wins. The interesting part is where it all falls out. So why would you like this game? If you're like me and you enjoy a take that element to pretty much every single board game imaginable, Care Bears? Absolutely. I can make sure those Care Bears stare in terrible ways. Do you find Monopoly to be a bit too robber baron-esque? Well, don't play with me because I'm ruthless. I enjoy a great take that element, and this game shines at that opportunity. However, you still have to work with your friends. So you'll create business relationships with one another. You'll invest in the same company. You'll be looking towards trying to make that company the most profitable train company imaginable. All while you're working your separate endeavors to make sure that you end up with the most money. What does that mean, West? Why would I cooperate with someone to get them more money so that I end up having more money? Well, I'm so glad you asked. The reason is because the best part of the game is getting to make those relationships with people, build your trains into different areas so that you can utilize them to do different things, and then sink that company into the ground. Make sure it doesn't see any salt for the rest of its life. Take all the money and run. Sorry, I got a little excited there. The way the system works is that as you're placing down these tracks, you're spending money because it costs money to make money in this world, right? So every single time you're getting ready to put down a train in initiative order here based on this particular track, you're going to say, well, I want to put a track here for this blue railroad. Everybody's like, oh, great, fantastic job, wonderful placement, that's so good. And then you're saying, great, I want to make sure I take a track and place it here. Yes, we're going to go to this city right over there. That's wonderful. Oh, so great, wonderful, what a wonderful idea, so fantastic. Well, then what happens if one person says, I want to go that way, but we're going this way. No, I want to go that way. I'm going to go through the mountains where it costs more money to place a track rather than go around that foresty mountain area. I'm just going to go right through it. But we only have $12, and it's going to cost $8 to go through the woods. Why would you do that? Seems like fun to me. What happens is that person is able to spend all the money that the company has, and the company may not be able to make any more money, and then that railroad value tanks. So if you're too heavily invested in one spot, then you can end up tanking other people or getting tanked yourself. So it's highly important that you make sure that you are strategic about the investments that you make and also the partners that you take. That's my favorite part. I just love that. Now, the other thing about this that I really like is that there's no luck involved. All the information is open for everyone to see. The only hidden information is the subterfuge you choose to take in a later part of the game. But everyone should be thinking that way. As you're putting your trains down on the track, you're taking your turn to make investments in the railroad companies that you have already put your money into. In theory, making everybody have the opportunity to make more money, including yourself. You may have a strategy in the back of your mind to tank one of these companies moving on down the line, and that could be more entertaining. Because as you build tracks and you connect cities, that is going to make the dividend value of your particular company, these railroad companies, go up. And every time it goes up, you could also increase the share value. But if at any point in time you can't connect to another city on your turn for building track, well, the value of the company dividend goes down, and potentially the value of your share goes down as well. That allows you to maybe make a whole bunch of money at the middle of the game, but then tank that company at the end of the game and end up with the most money because you were very careful about what you brought in, and you made sure that that company was going to be worth bupkis at the end because everybody was heavily invested in that, and you just bought in at the end to tank the money. Such a great strategic game. Now, why wouldn't you want to play this game? What are the worst parts about the game? Well, if you don't have any friends, this is not the game for you because you cannot play this game solo unless you want to play against yourself, and I just don't see the strategy in doing something like that. You really do need to have multiple people play this with you. I believe it plays best at 4. You can definitely play with 5. It's a fantastic game as well. 3 is pretty good. 4 is really the sweet spot in my particular opinion. So if you don't have 4 Finns that enjoy subterfuge, not necessarily hidden roles per se, but having fun and really playing the take that element, which is where this game really shines, that's going to be a worse spot for you. If you don't like trains, you could just be a train hater, and that's okay. There's certainly lots of train games out there. This one may not be the right thing for you if you don't like trains. If you don't like the bland aesthetic, it is very Euro-esque in that regard. There's not a whole bunch of extra things going on here. There's no minis. There's no bright, brilliant colors necessarily. It's a relatively bland-looking game. Some might say that's part of its charm. But if you're looking for more eye-popping color, I can understand that. Definitely the worst thing on that particular element there. And if you don't like upsetting people, this game is about upsetting people. Every game that I've played, there have been multiple moments where someone goes, "I can't believe you're doing that," and then smiling at the same time because they were totally about to do it themselves with another different company. And that to me is what is the most exciting part about playing this game, is really having a great group that enjoys that, take that side of the element of the game. Lastly, what is my verdict? Well, the TLDR, there we go. I can get those abbreviations. I am a professional. The I can't. The too long didn't read, which too long didn't watch. I don't know, it's 10 minutes or less. What do you want from me? That part of it, the verdict part, is going to be that I absolutely love this game. I got it for Christmas from my son. He wanted to give me something that I was really looking forward to playing, and this has been an absolutely fantastic game for my game group. I've played it at 3 players, 4 players, and 5 players. Like I said, 4 is absolutely fantastic for me. This is 100% part of my permanent collection. It is that sweet spot in between Ticket to Ride and 18XX that makes me extremely happy. It plays very quickly in 90 minutes or so, unless you're just overly strategic, and I've seen it get up to 2 hours at times. Most of the time it's about 90 minutes, and I've never not had a great time playing this game. The other best part about it is that this is the rule book. It's 1 page. It literally front and back. That's the entire rule book. You can't get into a game this exciting and have a easier time playing it while still being this crunchy and good. So this is definitely an 8 out of 10 for me. And that has been Quack and Co's 10 Minute or Less. That's my review. I'm your happy Mingo. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, everybody.